part 2 of the Temi and Yomi Lowery Manchester podcast. My phone, unfortunately, I'm recording on my phone right now. Unfortunately, I ran out of storage, so let's just get straight back into it.
Yeah.
But what I was saying before, is that one of my students, he recommended that I read a book called The Courage to be Disliked. Incredible book, by the way. I highly recommend it. And one of the main things that it spoke about in the book was that it said people, but I'm going to say men because I don't think it's the same for women. That men need community. We need to feel like we're a part of a community and that we're making a positive contribution to said community. We need to feel like we're making an impact.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like that goes back to like the dawn of time, I guess. To like when people, they didn't have like what we have in terms of like a site where these shops and stuff. It's like there's just for example, just like a village where, like you said, there's a butcher, there's a bakery, there's a farmer, there's that cleaner, whatever, right? They're all like they kind of pay for things with trading, just like doing services to each other.
Yeah, like the
bread.
butcher gives the butcher gives the baker some meat and the baker gives the butcher some bread.
Yeah, exactly. They have like a sense of fulfillment. Like they don't. All they do is just do their job, and that's life.
Yeah, they take pride in their work.
Yeah.
And, they'll go up to each other like, oh, yeah, I've got some great crops today, mate. Like, oh, you need to try some of this, mate. Like, it's really good stuff. You'll like it, mate.
Yeah.
Just that community aspect.
Exactly.
And contributing to society.
100%. And, like, for example, like, even, like, when you used to sweat video games, like me as well. When I used to sweat video games, the good times that you can remember playing video games, I don't know if you boys can resonate with this, right? Is when you're, like, you squadded up, like, for example, you're on card, you squadded up maybe S&D, or you're playing Warzone, or FIFA Pro Clubs, where you've squadded up and you're like part of the community in a sense, where you're doing your bit, you're doing your role, maybe everyone's died and you're carrying the team.
Yeah.
It's like they're the good memories you remember from sweating. You don't remember the times where you're just on your own and you really beat the hard boss. Like, yeah, you might do.
Absolutely.
But the best times when you're playing these sweaty gay video games is when you like
when you're with the boys,
when
like,
you're with the boys.
Yeah, when you do something sick in front of the boys, like you make that 5v1 clutch or whatever, you carry your team on Fortnite. Those are the memories that you get from video games, not just being a little faggot in your room like a cave goblin, autistically playing GTA by yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're the games that do the most successful, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, like what the most popular games like ever.
Fortnite, Minecraft. That's a great example.
Like Warzone, like Rainbow Six. I swear that's kind of
Rainbow Six, GTA.
Yeah, like
Call of Duty.
Games, there's no like
all of them. Yeah.
Single player games. There's not really a mass market for those kind of games. Because
who are the type of people that play single player games? It's the
depressed people.
It's the goblins, like those fat sweaty people with patchy beards and the spotty faces.
Yeah.
Those are the people that play single player games, bro.
100%. And like I think even back to the time, so I used to play this game called Destiny, right? I don't know if any of you boys played it. It's super kind of sweaty game. No one really, none of my mates wanted to play it. And to do this specific thing in Destiny, you'd have to like. It was called a raid, and you needed 6 people in it. You needed 6 other members or 5 other members, including yourself, to do it. I didn't have any friends that played Destiny, but to get the best stuff in the game, you had to get on with these guys. And like, I had to like go on these like communities online and like these Discord servers kind of thing to try and get like guys in it. But obviously, you'd keep failing. And like they'd like someone would get annoyed and quit, and they're like 2 hours long, and someone quits, and you can't do it. It's like I would have had so much more fun on that game if I had a squad of boys where I could actually just do these things. I feel like that was like the thing that I was missing out on that game, which sounds obviously super sweaty, but it's like then obviously you get to a point where you got to grow up.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
You just got to do these things and like have that sense of community.
Instead of having that sense of community on your gay little video games, like you have that in the real world doing real things. Like,
yeah. 100%.
Will you just move your chair this way?
Yeah, it's just the chair's kind of annoying me.
But yeah, I think that's like a very big reason why men are depressed in 2024. It's literally like because I feel like that is the depression is not feeling like you have purpose, not actually contributing to society. Because when you're contributing to the world, you feel good about yourself.
Even
if you're not contributing,
even think about mum.
Yeah.
In her job. She low-key enjoys it.
Oh, but I've literally said to mum, like, I will retire you. Like, you don't have to work. I'll pay you the same wage that you get at your job for doing nothing. But she wants to go to work.
Yeah, because she feels that she's doing a part of the community and helping out these like old people with the pharmacies and stuff.
Yeah. Lack of community is something that we're actually like in our generation in England. It's like we're losing this a little bit, and that's also why I think you guys need to go to church. I'm gay. I feel part of my local community now that I've been going to church. I love going to church now, so I even think church is good. And yeah, this is why I've been enjoying England so much since I've been back, because I feel like I'm contributing to society. I feel like I'm contributing to the community because I'm hosting these events, these real world events, rather than yeah, of course. Like if you zoom out and look at alpha setters, we're literally changing people's lives forever. But because we don't see them in person, know them in person like that, it's like it doesn't feel like we're doing that much.
Yeah.
But when I'm able to host these events in the UK with all these guys I can actually connect a bunch of like-minded boys. We can do cool things like we can play sports because every alpha setter meetup will play sports. We're not just autistic, flimsy men that sit behind a screen all day. Like we're athletes. We're hard to kill. We play sports like boxing or football today or badminton, whatever it is. Play sports and then we'll go out for steaks and cigars. I just feel like I'm having an impact. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm contributing. I think that's why I've liked being back so much. So I don't need to run these events. I get paid either way. They cost me loads of money to run these events. Alpha Zetas, they don't have to pay any extra to come to the events or anything. I pay for everything, just out of my own pocket. But yeah, it just feels good to be running these events. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah.
Even today, we're about to go out to the Alpha Zeta steak night in Manchester. We're about to go. But yeah, I think we need community, bro.
Yeah, I 100% agree. 100%.
One thing,
But I think it does work for women as well. Why do you not think it
well,
works for women?
I think what I said is that I think the reason why men are depressed is because they feel useless. They don't feel like they've got purpose. When you're not needed by anyone as a man, like people are supposed to rely on us as men. Your mom is relying on you, your wife is relying on you, your kids are relying on you, and then also like just people around you are relying on you. Whereas I think as a woman, like the most important thing is like, being a mother.
Family.
Yeah, family. I think that's the most important thing. Like, still to an extent, yeah, the same does apply, but I think more so for men. Also, men typically are very lonely. Like women get attention and like women talk to each other. Like men are lonely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why we need community. There's actually like loads of statistics out there that show actually that one very important factor when it comes to life expectancy is one, having close friends. Having close friends that you can feel comfortable talking about anything with actually contributes to your life expectancy. Like it has a significant impact, and also being a part of like a friendship circle and like a community sort of thing as well. These are both things that actually are necessary for human longevity.
That's mad.
Yeah. Another good thing about being back in England, obviously like right now I'm here in Manchester, and like I'm moving around, I'm doing these events, and it's like it makes dating a lot better for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously like in Nottingham, if you get like there's people that watching this video that don't live in England, that don't have a clue what Nottingham is. They probably never heard of it.
It's not just
before.
Nottingham though.
I know, but Nottingham's stinking bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We literally at football earlier today, and Declan's like, Shane and Declan were asking me like, okay, like what's my thoughts on like dating? Like, what have you been doing? Like, do you think you should do it, or do you think you should focus on your work, etc. I told them, last year I wasn't dating at all. This year I started dating, and then Declan's like, what in Nottingham? I'm like, well, a few in Nottingham, yeah, but he's like, I've heard some stories about Nottingham, mate.
Yeah.
Nottingham University is infamous.
Nottingham Trent
University is infamous for the degeneracy. And I've been red-pilled pretty hard in the past week and a half.
Thinking back to that, like, even the people that worked for River Island, like, a lot of them were Trent students, I believe.
And what were they like?
Yeah, pretty bad. Pretty bad.
So, I've like, obviously, I was once upon a time in like this degenerate scene where I was going to Weatherspoons every weekend. I was going to these dirty house parties with these dirty girls that are all sniffing coke. I didn't
really do that. I wasn't really doing that.
What? Doing
I
what?
didn't really go to obviously not doing sniffing
Like,
drugs.
yeah.
But like going to like spoons and like dirty house parties.
Yeah, well, I would literally was every
Yeah,
weekend,
that's a bit mad.
every single weekend I was at a house party and I was at Wetherspoons or both.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Yeah, so like, I went through a period where it's like I was like really in this degenerate space with these degenerate house parties, Wetherspoons, and stuff like that. And I sort of like I knew what these girls at these house parties were like. I knew these girls were just disgusting. But then, in the last few years, I've bettered myself. I've committed to self improvement. I've become Catholic now, and I've been like going deep into faith as well, to the point where I haven't been sleeping around or doing any of this stuff. I haven't been going in putting myself in environments with these dirty girls, to the point where I almost forgot that it was a thing. You know what I mean? Because I've been in this very wholesome space of like boxing, building my business, going to church, and like reading the Bible. The only like girls that I'm really talking to is like, okay, like maybe like a couple of girls at the beach in Thailand, but like on first interaction when we're at the beach, I don't know about them like on a level.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm speaking to girls like at the gym or like in the sauna or at church, and that's about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I desexualized my brain. I've been in this very wholesome space, and then I started dating this year, which was like, okay, yeah, these England girls, they're not the best, but I'm sure there is some good ones out there. There's nothing being like crazy bad. There was that one girl that just kept mentioning Bear Man, which was a little bit weird. You know what I mean? I told you about that one, didn't I? I think I mentioned it in a different YouTube video.
Yeah.
But in the past week, for some reason, I've just been completely red-pilled, and it actually kind of traumatized me a little bit, boys. I had to have a deep journaling session about this. So first things first, first thing that I want to say, I want to open it on this one. I want to tell you about this one, just so that my audience has an understanding of what I'm talking about when I'm referring to trench students. Have you heard of a club called Ocean?
So, I've heard of the club called Ocean, like I said, because I worked at River Island and there was a lot of uni students there. But it's like I'm pretty sure it's like a uni exclusive kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I've never been. I think like an average guy could just like an average.
So is it just for trench students?
I don't know. It might be uni of as well, but I know it's because like obviously like in Manchester the equivalent here to Ocean. I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday is the hot mess thing that I told you about.
Oh
before.
right, yeah.
That's the equivalent. Where,
Okay.
So I can like kind of get the gist of what it is. Basically like a society club.
Yeah.
Where the society, for example, football team, like first year I went quite a bit. Football team go. Like you play a match on a Wednesday, you go and it's like everyone's going hot mess. So you go and do like a joint prees like society thing with like so you do one with footballers and like cheerleaders or something. And these things they're tapped. We can get into that, but they're tapped.
Yeah. Well, I've not been uni. I don't know about any of this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All I've heard is stories.
Well, for example, in a joint prees, like the common things are you'll be doing like sex positions. So it's like these like get the social sec, which is like the person that organises all these things. They'll be like, oh, like everyone get into the reverse cowgirl, and then like the quickest couple to do it, like I don't know. I don't really know what the objective is actually.
And that would and you know, okay, quickest couple to get into reverse cowgirl. You're not actual dating couples, are you?
No, just like two, like you just pair up with a random.
And you're not friends with these girls. or anything.
No, and like that, the way I feel like it's mad is because like they're wearing like skirts and like dresses and stuff. So like it's just a bit mad.
That is mad. That is very mad. That's someone's daughter.
And then there's things that are like kissing each other and stuff. Where I think is like that's just clapped.
Yeah.
Just kissing, like you don't even know them and stuff. It's
Bro, did you know actually? I didn't know this, but like again, goes on to the call that I'm going to talk about in a second. Did you know you can get like a kissing disease?
Sorry.
You can get like a disease from
Well, like
from kissing.
STD.
No, it's just like its own thing. Like mum and Sean know about it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I neither did I. So basically, the thing that like the first thing that I'm talking about that red pilled me severely, and why we're talking about Ocean, is an Adonis school member reached out to me because apparently he lives in Nottingham, and I guess he was just trying to find like people that live in Nottingham. I don't know how he came across me. I literally have no idea. But he wanted to get on a call. I was like, yeah, sure. Like he's in self improvement. He goes, he's in Nottingham. Yeah, why not? Got on a call. First things first. Yeah, apparently he got like some kissing disease from like kissing a girl.
Oh, is that
like Rock City or something?
That's class.
And he was like really ill apparently.
Oh.
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it? Though, like that's like if I didn't want to kiss these random girls at clubs enough. Like I definitely don't now. You can get literally a disease in Nottingham. I don't think I'm kissing a girl ever again in Nottingham because he apparently was ill for like weeks. He was like hospitalized and everything.
Must be some dirty girl.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. But we'll get into that because Nottingham, innit? So yeah, Ocean, this club for like the societies and stuff, like the netball team or whatever societies there is. I know. But he was telling me a story that he witnessed with his own eyes in Ocean. So there was a girl on a table, bent over, like she's on the table, she's like in like doggy position on the table, like wearing like a skirt or something. And then a guy moved her knickers to the side as she's bent over on the table. I'm sorry that I'm telling you this. Like, you feel free to click off the video now if you don't want to know. But like, the guy moved her knickers to the side on the table, got an alcohol bottle, put it in her bumhole in the club as she's on the table, alcohol bottle in her bumhole, then took it out of her bumhole and then drank from the bottle.
I need to know something about the story because he's put the bottle in a bumhole. Surely the liquid would go into a bumhole.
I don't know if it was fastened. I don't know. I don't know the specifics. And then believe me, I didn't ask because my first reaction was my life was better when I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because all I could think about then, and I journaled about this later that night, because this kind of traumatized me hearing that, because I knew girls could move mad and like there's dirty girls in these clubs, but that kind of traumatized me in a sense because that is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, vile.
In the middle of a club, that's happening. That's someone's daughter, bruv.
Yeah, but people I've heard stories of people like back like in Knots that like people have like slept together in the like photo booth in Rock City, which is crazy to me.
But yeah, the guy that I was on call with, he's like, it's not uncommon for people to have sex in Ocean.
That's mad.
He told me that apparently like the floor tested positive for chlamydia.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah, in Ocean. Yeah, that's this.
How does the floor test positive? I feel like that's probably just a myth.
I don't know what that is about. Yeah, but like, that's someone's daughter. Like that really like actually upset me to my core thinking about it. And I pray for this girl, and I did actually pray for her father, like because like I'm not. You're laughing that he's not a Christian, innit? I literally prayed for like that night. I prayed for her father, because that upset me to think like I can't think of something that would be worse. Like I'd rather my wife, cheat on me like with like 3 black guys than like hear that about my daughter.
Why do they have to be black?
Brother, that traumatized me. That upset me. That's someone's daughter. So that was a big red pill moment for me. It's like I've desexualized my brain now. I've not heard stories about like this in a long time, and it's like, shit, that's mad. In addition to this, obviously I'm being red pilled. I'm being red pilled a lot at the moment, I guess. A close friend of mine thought she was a good girl as well. Thought she was a good girl. She's been cheating. She's been in a relationship for a long time. She's been cheating on her boyfriend recently.
It's mad.
That's mad. So obviously, like, screw that girl. But like, that's mad. She's been in a long-term relationship. A friend of mine as well that I thought she was a good girl, cheating on her boyfriend. And then I was speaking. So obviously, right now, since the start of the year, I've been dating. Of course, I've been dating. Been going on quite a lot of dates. Like it's like even like yesterday, for example, I've a little something that I'd say. I think I've cracked the code when it comes to dating apps. Like I've just got leads coming in like crazy. Like at any time I want now, I can go on a date. I've always got leads there. I've got like 2 girls that I'm supposed to go on a date with tonight that I don't think I can go on because I'm busy. Literally the second that I got to Manchester yesterday, I had a girl literally come here to the hotel like on like a date. Like that sounds bad that she's in the hotel, but there was this girl that I was speaking to. She was Italian, 18, Catholic, very religious family apparently, and speaking to her, and I was obviously trying to pre-qualify and stuff. I had a few phone calls, FaceTimes, and one thing that I would say is that I was like really surprised because she was one of those profiles where like her Instagram, she's got no posts, she got nothing on her Instagram, no profile picture, nothing. Following like 50 people. Nothing on social media, on a like a dating profile, on a Hinge profile, like just like picture like of her like covering her face and in the
I
gym.
always find it strange if you've got no photos on Instagram, but you've got a dating profile. I found that strange.
I thought it was strange as well, to be honest. I did think that was strange. But anyway, like the dating profile pictures is like, it's not really like,
Is she bad at taking pictures, kind of thing?
yeah, bad at taking pictures. You don't, and none of the pictures like people taking pictures of her as well. It's just kind of like a half selfie, or like it was like there was one where she took a picture in the gym. It's not like flexing her glutes or anything. Literally just front on picture at the gym. She sat there with like her legs crossed, a weight on her legs, and like covering her face. Like you could literally like I didn't really know if she's gonna be good looking or not. In a way, she kind of looked like she would be, but I couldn't really tell. FaceTimed her. She was literally like one of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen in my life. That sounds mad, but like literally a 10. And you don't see 10s every day.
Yeah.
Literally a 10. Soft voice. She sounded kind of like that posh accent that I was talking about earlier. You know what I mean? I literally said like, oh, you sound so posh. She apparently, her area is very quiet. Like she like there's nothing to do there and stuff like that. And like if I took too long to message her, she would message me like saying like, are you okay? ? Or do you hate me ? Like, you know what I mean? Like good.
Yeah.
She's given green flags. And then one day, I think it was on Sunday actually, or it was either, I think it was on Thursday. I think it was on Thursday after sparring. She FaceTimes me randomly. She's in a car with 3 men in the Tesco car park doing drugs. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I literally...
Hopes crumbled.
What goes through her head to FaceTime me?
Well, she's on drugs. She's off her head.
Well, yeah, she's off her fucking head. Yeah, clearly. But she FaceTimed me in a car full of bare man doing drugs. So I'm like, what's going on? That's mad. So that's another red pill moment for me. All in the last like 1.5 weeks, but I've just been extremely red pilled, and it's like it's kind of traumatized me a little bit. But I've taken the red pill now, and I know what to expect. But that's mad.
It's mad. It's crazy. I don't know.
What advice would you give to because you've got a good girl, right?
Yeah.
You've got a good girl. You're in a relationship. You met her actually at uni, right?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Which is
rare.
Rare. Met a good girl at university. What are like the things that you look out for to know if she's a good girl or not?
I don't
Obviously,
think you can't tell off like you can't tell. I don't think you can tell until you get like talking kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because you can never tell. You can never tell. Like you said with that girl, obviously she's not a good girl doing drugs in the car park. Like you can never tell. I don't think from my experience, like just being at uni and seeing the madness, like you can never tell. Because there's girls that I would think that are really good, and then no, and then there's opposite girls that you think would be bad and they're really good. You know?
Yeah. I'm like so much more cautious now after that last one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you gotta be cautious going into it. I mean, you've got to feel like you can get the gist of things. Like, I don't know, I feel like you can get the gist after a while.
So what do you look for then? Like you said, like you're not gave us things to look for.
I don't really know.
You don't know what to look for.
No, I don't know.
Well, what do you remember any green flags about your girlfriend that you noticed?
She ignored me the first time I messaged her, which is obviously not necessarily great for me. But she had me the first time I messaged her. So obviously she's a good looking girl. She's getting lots of that.
So what did you just add her to long term follow ups on the CRM?
No. I saw her in real life.
Bro, you know what? I'm actually gonna make a CRM for dating.
No, I saw her in real life. Obviously, I've got the source in real life, I guess.
Yeah.
But she ignored me the first time. And so I was
did you, when you saw her in real life, did you acknowledge the fact that she heard you the first time?
No.
Yes.
No, I pretended like it didn't happen.
Yes.
Pretended like it didn't happen until like the second time.
I don't know that much about your dating life, but it seems like you get aired quite a lot, mate.
Nah.
No, because I mean, I only know if you. I don't know if you slide into a whole lot of girls' DMs, but obviously there was Imogen aired you, and then there's Alicia.
Well, that was when I was like 15.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah.
Getting head at 15.
And I remember one time when I was doing appointment setting for you as well. I remember seeing like I was replying to some of your DMs for you, and I remember seeing like you was putting in work on the outreach. Like there was a lot of outreach being sent.
They weren't getting head though.
Yeah, first.
They weren't getting head back in day. But yeah, it's not my game.
I mean, you can't have 100% response rate though. It's it's just appointment setting 101. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Appointment setting 101.
Volume negates look.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've cracked the code though. When it comes to dating profiles, one I'm gonna say is Hinge is absolutely clear.
No, but the thing is with me, I never from dating profiles. I had dating profiles, but I never ever met a girl off a dating profile.
What stage of the sales process would you say they dropped off?
It was I didn't. So I'd like match girls.
Yeah.
And then I'd message them and I'd be like, oh, I can't even bothered because I don't know. I feel like you can just get like, I don't know.
I used to think that though, like when I first got on dating profiles, that's how it was for me at first.
Yeah, that's my like. It's like I'd be on the dating profile, match. Oh, she's good looking. Message like hey, like small talk at first. And I'm like, I can't bother.
And then you just small talk it and it's just a dead convo.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
That's what it was like for me. Like I didn't really know how to progress it and spark an interesting conversation. But what I've learned is one, Hinge is a lot better because you can only send a certain amount of. Well, first of all, I would recommend like buying like the premium version or something. If you're a high value man, literally just to save yourself time, rather than being a dickhead and literally just scrolling all day. Like that's NPC stuff. Literally, premium version of whatever thing. If you send some likes, then you'll get some matches as long as you've watched my other video about taking good pictures. Get some likes, you get some matches, and then what I've learned is like I've learned how to talk to them on the dating profiles because as men we're very logical, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're a lot smarter than these women are. Most of them. There's going to be some intelligent women out there for sure, but for the most part, people like me and you are going to be a lot smarter than the women that we're speaking to on Hinge. You've got to take logic and put it in the bin. You've got to like don't have logical.
Give me like an example of how conversation.
Take logic and put it in the bin.
She's like, hey, you.
Yeah, right. Take logic and put it in the bin, and also you turn off like 50% of your brain as well.
Okay.
So
you might actually go and she's like, hey.
She's like, hey.
Yeah.
She's like, hey. I might say, I like you. Just like.
And then she'll probably put something like. It's my expertise. I'm gonna like.
Yeah. We're doing role play.
So it'll probably be like, I like you too, or something with like a little giddy emoji, something silly like that.
Yes, I like you too.
Or like when are we moving? Or it could be either thing like, oh, when are we moving in together? Something like it could be something like that.
I like you too. Like her saying when are we moving in together would be ambitious. She'd be that'd be a girl where it'd be like that'd be a green flag that she's putting a lot of effort into the conversation. But because girls are speaking to so many guys, they don't put effort into the conversation.
No,
they want
like
you to carry it.
Some of them just say like, for example, like attention, like one attention seeking and two just being like silly.
No, but that's the game that you've got to play. That's what I've learned. That's the game that you've got to play. So if they said I like you too or something like that, kiss or something like that, something kind of standard, and then for most guys it's like, oh, what do I say now? Like, where do I take this conversation? I'd be like, let's go on an adventure. Let's go on are we going to go on an adventure? No, we're not going to go on a fucking adventure, right? I mean, like, let's go on an adventure. Where we go?
Sounds super stupid.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. And then she'd be like, where are we going? I'll like, send your IG, let me know the plan. I'll let you know the plan. I take it off Hinge onto Instagram. Yeah. And then what happens?
I feel like that was my go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my go-to on thingies. Like, literally, it'd be straight away, we're talking here, and then like, I barely go on it, so I'm like, oh, I barely use this. What's your IG?
Yeah, but I barely use this, what's your IG? Yeah. That's what the girls say as well. But what I do is, like, I don't just ask for the IGs, like, give me your Instagram, I'll let you know the plan. And then it's kind of like, they're curious, they give you the Instagram. If you don't message them straight away, once you follow them on the Instagram, then a lot of the times they'll message me saying like, so what's the plan? Or something like that. And then I might, if they message me saying like, so what's the plan? I'll say, hola. Just leave it at that. I'll ignore their questions. And if they ask me a question, to us logical people, you answer the question. But that's what sparks a dry conversation. You'll just literally disregard what they say completely and just talk for the sake of talking. You just say random
Well,
things.
how does the conversation progress though?
The conversation progresses. I don't think the conversation should go on for too long. You're not asking questions like, "Oh, like, do you have siblings?" and like, "Where are you from?" and like
Obviously not.
boring questions like that. You literally just you just play with them for a little bit, just like literally saying random stuff. You'll play with them for a little bit, and then you'll progress it by. What I will do is I will either, "Oh, I'm going boxing. I'll call you later," and then I won't, because I don't want to text these girls. I don't want to text. I'm not a texter. It's just I don't like texting at all. It's a waste of time. I'm busy. I say, "I'm going boxing. I'll call you later." I'll just like I'll push for a phone call, or I'll push for a date.
Fairs.
That's what I'll do. I'll either push for a phone call or a date.
Yeah,
That's it.
but
And then
lack
if
of
they
qualification, can't bother to go. With
lack
it,
of qualification, yes. But usually, what I'll do if I do book them on a date, what I'll do is, let's say there's a set date that I want to go on a date. For example, while I was in Manchester, I wanted to go on some dates. So what I'll do is I'll message all of these girls that I've got to the Instagram stage, and then I'll like book dates with them all. But it's like I know not all of those are gonna follow through, and also some of them, even if like okay we get the date booked, I will also call them before the date, and then I'll pre-qualify, and then I'll cancel calls if necessary. I'll go on the Calendly, I'll press cancel, unqualified lead. You know what I mean? So it's like no matter what tonight, I have a date guaranteed because of how many girls I've got in the pipeline ready to go on a date. If that makes sense. You've got to have the abundance mindset, because most people wouldn't do that because they feel like they've got to maximize every lead. If you've got an abundance mindset, it's like, okay, all of these leads are funneling for a date to tonight. And after tonight, okay, yeah, all those leads are gone, and then I'll get some new leads for next week. And blah, blah, blah. But that's how I do it.
Fairs.
That's my little thing that I think I've got the hang of it. See,
So like when I used to go on dates, well, I didn't go on many dates, but like say
you've
when
not been a big dater.
I've been a big dater. But whenever I used to, it would just be like,
I don't know what that noise is.
yeah, crazy.
Just ignore it.
I think it would be like it was pretty like targeted audience. It was targeted. If I wanted to go on a date with a specific girl, it would be happen. It would happen. It might take a bit of work, but it would happen with a specific.
You
girl.
put in work.
I put in work for that specific. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be one like I wouldn't be like like dating a random thing that I like not really interested in. Do you know what I mean?
The
not,
thing.
not that you say like not really
Yeah,
interested, but like it would be
No,
like
but the thing is, because you said something to me like a while ago that I have actually taken action on. Was in the kitchen. Me and you and Mum was having a conversation, and you was talking about how when we want kids by. I was like, I would love kids in the next like 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready to go now if I had a wife. You know what I mean? I'm ready to go.
yeah.
It's not that funny, mate. I'm ready to start populating, right? And then you were saying like, oh, you're saying you want to be married and have kids in the next 3 years, mate. But like, where's your girl at? And I was like, oh, well, I started dating, and it was like, yeah, you said you need to get your work experience in. Is what you told me word for word. So when I'm doing this, you said that to me. When I'm doing this dating thing as well, and I've got like multiple girls that have said yes and that in the pipeline ready as well. What I'll also do is, worst case scenario, I'll go on a date with the one that I'm not that interested in, because it is like literally what you said, work experience.
Yeah.
Like dating is like, it's a skill. Like again, I've kind of feel like I understand dating apps now because I've been practicing it. Dates, it's the same. Sales, it's the same. So I've been getting my work experience in. Even if it's like, okay, at the end of the day, I gotta go on the date with the one that I'm not really that interested in, I'll still do it just for the work experience. Yes, it's an investment of time on my part, but it's a skill. And if that skill helps me find my future wife, then what is a better investment? You know what I mean? Future wife and having like a beautiful family, like that's like the ultimate thing. You know what I mean? That's priceless.
Yeah.
So I'll do the investment. Fine.
Yeah.
But what I'll also do is
You
like,
think
if
that's the peak or the girls.
no, screw the girls. No, because they have a good. It's not like it's gonna be a bad date. You know what I mean? It's like we have a good time. You know what I mean? And just because I'm not that interested, maybe I will be interested on the date. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll surprise me.
Yeah.
But what I'll also do as well is like, if I'll always like try my best to secure like the one that I am most interested in. You know what I mean? But I can't really tell because obviously I'm just judging that on appearance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For example, yesterday when I first came to Manchester, originally I was actually supposed to meet a different girl yesterday before we went out.
Yeah.
But that one got cancelled because that very attractive girl that was here came through, and I was like, you know what, I'm prioritising the good looking, the better looking one.
Yeah. Fairs.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Autistic dating advice from Temi Lowery. Obviously, don't take dating advice from people that are not in like a good. Don't take dating advice from people that are not in a relationship that you would want to emulate yourself. I think that's a good rule of thumb, because it's like, you know, I'm single, so like, why are you gonna take my dating advice? I don't know, but like, I'm just telling you what I've been doing personally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Telling you how I've been red pilled, and this is what I've
Maybe
been
you
doing.
take the dating advice from someone that's got a girlfriend. Eh?
Yeah. Well,
Maybe-
I
maybe
asked,
try-
I asked you, and you didn't give me nothing.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. Like I said, I've not been on that many dates, and it's like it's difficult to know what to look for. It's difficult because, like I said, it's hard to judge. I've seen the very, very, very worst and the very, very best. So it's like, well, it's like
What do you mean by the very, very worst?
seen mad things. I've seen madnesses, bro. Seen madnesses. Just girls just moving mad. But like, for example, like I had a flatmate last year who's like a really attractive girl, like nice girl, like friends. I was friends with her.
Are we talking about the same girl?
No.
Okay.
No.
God. Cool.
She wasn't my flatmate.
Cool.
And she's like I would think like judging off her like see if I saw her I'd think she'd be not like bad but like she was like really good girl kind of. But yeah.
So you're saying like she was super attractive. So if you saw her,
Yeah,
you would
you'd think-
assume
you'd
that
assume-
she was moving
yeah.
mad.
And she's got like decent amount of followers on Instagram and stuff. Like you'd assume she's moving mad, but she isn't.
First.
It's mad. So yeah, you can never judge.
Yeah, you can never judge, and that's another reason as well why, you know, volume is key. And like me going on these dates,
Yeah,
like it is
true.
productive, because I might go on a date. Like I would much rather a 7, that's perfect wife quality, loves the Lord Jesus Christ, and is like a perfect good girl, head to toe, heart, soul, everything. Then like have a 10 out of 10 that I know she's got a history.
Yeah, no, right, okay. What about flip side? What about a 7?
Yep.
That's like a 10 in like good girl vibes.
Yep.
Or a 10, but a 7 in good girl vibes.
That's a hard question. That's a hard question. I need you to define for me.
What a 7 is in good girl vibes.
Yeah. Like what we talking
So
here.
like, well, obviously it's like.
Because 7's still a decent score.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's
7's a good
probably
score.
just like a couple like red flag, like a couple like reddish flags.
I can deal with a couple red flags, but it's like it's
Not the
when
major ones, like for example, taking Bear Willie or like.
taking Bear Willie.
No, obviously just not like the bad ones. Like so, like things
Yeah,
that like
yeah,
you
yeah.
wouldn't have like ideally,
Yeah.
but it's like
Okay. Yeah. No. But that's the thing. Like I can. But like these sound like things that I can iron out.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
Like the things that you're saying, like it's not things like, you know, taking Bear Willie and like doing drugs and like history wise, it's just like she's got some red flags. I can deal with red flags. I'm fine with red flags.
I agree. That's a thing. Like you don't need to. The woman doesn't need to be perfect when you find her.
Yeah. No.
Which obviously
Absolutely.
you're not obviously not manipulating women because people like this can be twisted where we like manipulate. It's like you just
I like Andrew Tate's thing where
What's
he
it?
says you program them.
Right.
Sounds bad, but I like it. It's very accurate, and I do believe that is it's what you have to do as a man. You have to program your wife. You programmed Alicia, bruv.
I'll be watching.
Yeah. So
I didn't program her.
So yeah, no, I can deal with red flags. I'm fine with red flags. It's just, you know, there's certain things where it's like, you know, if it can be ironed out, cool. I mean, you can iron out heroin, but that's obviously too far. But you know what I mean? There's a line. But if it can be ironed out, like, let's say she vapes. That's a red flag. Quite a big one in my opinion. Quite a big red flag. Red flag. She
Yeah,
vapes.
You can.
But like, she ain't vaping around me. Promise you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But obviously, you know, the rules, body counts above 3. That's not my wife. Not my wife. If she's got history, her body count could be 1. She could have had sex 1 time and it could have been in the photo booth of Rock City. Again, can't be ironed out.
Oh, yeah.
That's disqualified.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. But you know, I would go for the 10 with the 7. That's my answer.
Okay.
10 with a 7, but it's not an easy decision because like I know the 7 with the 10, like that's like everything. Like, you know, she reads the Bible and like she does like she bakes sourdough bread. You know, like there's
She bakes sourdough.
yeah, she bakes sourdough. Like they say, it is a hard decision, but I would go with the 10. If I'm honest, I'm completely honest. I'll go with the 10. What would you do?
One sec. I would go for the 10.
Yeah.
I'd go for the 10.
I think that's a pretty standard answer, you know.
Yeah.
But it's because the 7, like it's a good enough score.
Yeah,
You know?
if it was like 6,
Even 6,
yeah.
I'd go with the 7.
Because 6 is borderline average.
Yeah.
And when you get as average, it's like,
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, we'll wrap it up there for part 2 of the podcast because we spoke ages about this like last dating section. So
yeah, we did.
spoke a lot about that. But I know you boys like this stuff anyway. The streets love the Lowery podcast. So that's the outro. Please forgive me for my misogyny. Please forgive me. I think I said the faggot word in there somewhere. But it is what it is. Like, very unfiltered podcast. And I think that's why the streets love our podcast. So, bro, where are they going to follow you at?
Yomi Lowery, same, all platforms, same as him, just Yomi.
Yeah, Yomi Lowery on Instagram and YouTube. I'll also link his stuff in the description if you want to go check it out. Subscribe for more content like this. As always, boys, keep grinding.
See you in a bit.